Now it's time we introduce the chief guest of today's program, Dr. Inderjeet Singh, Vice Chancellor, Guru Angad Dev Veterinary and Animal Sciences University. Dr. Inderjeet has a great acumenship in research. He holds a bachelor's and master's degree in veterinary sciences and animal husbandry from Chaudhry Charan Singh Haryana Agricultural University, Hisar, and his PhD in animal reproduction from University of Liverpool, United Kingdom. He worked in different capacities as an associate professor at CCS HAU College of Veterinary Sciences in Haryana for over 16 years. He was appointed as principal scientist at ICR Central Institute of Research in Buffalo's Hisar, where he took over as center's director in 2013, served till 2018, after which he joined as director Animal Husbandry Punjab, and currently serving as Vice Chancellor, Guru Angad Dev Veterinary and Animal Sciences University. We feel honored to have you amongst us, sir. I invite you over the dais. Please share your valuable thoughts with us.
I thank Atam Pargas, its directors, Dr. Malli, Dr. Varindrapal, and others for inviting me to this function, this pious function, for paying our tributes to the farmers, children aged as low as 16 years, as high as 80 years, and even our mothers, sisters, who laid down their lives for the cause of the farmers, and not only the cause of the farmers, but for the cause of the society. We all remember that how going from Punjab towards Delhi in the end of November 2020, they were welcomed with cold water showers, water cannons, blockades, digging up roads, lathi charge and whatnot. Still, they arrived at the borders of the Delhi and they stayed there for 13 months and came back victorious. When they came back, they were showered with the flowers, with all band and everything. But that left a trail of sorrow for losing 750 lives. This is almost 50% more than the number of soldiers that we lost in Kargil war in 1999. We lost only 527, here 750 already they have laid down their lives. But in spite of all that, it came back with a lot of achievements. On the ground, one may say that the laws were not there and they have been taken back, so that is not an achievement. But it has reinforced the power of the public in a democracy. As Dr. Varindrapal said, that over the years, different organizations, they were feeling suffocated. They were unable to vent their anger at something which was not in the right direction happening in the country, but their voice was unheard of. The fourth pillar of democracy, journalism, that was at its lowest ebb, unfortunately, and that betrayed the nation for so long. But some of the journalists, they also helped in this struggle, and that brought back the rightful place of the public or public opinion in a democracy. That was one very positive result of this. And you all know the story of the BSNL, Indian Oil, and even railways. Their unions, they could not muster the courage to come out in a way what has been shown by the farmers. As it was shown, it was told that they were considered as illiterate farmers, but they had the wisdom, they had the experience, and above all, they had the blessings of the gurus who have shown the path over the last 550 years, that if you are on the righteous path, you don't have to be scared of anything. And be ready for any sacrifice. The 10th Guru told Guru Gobind Singh Ji, he sacrificed his whole family just for the righteousness of whatsoever your conviction says that it is right, you have to sacrifice. And only then, if you are righteous, only then you will be heard. Maybe later, it took 13 months, but still the farmers came back with so many lessons for the society to learn. As Dr. Varinder Pal said, that now it will be a subject for the research, for education in management institutes. Because the way it was managed, there were small groups, more than 500. There were 80 major jathebandis, 32 from Punjab and rest from all over the country. But there was not even a single leader. It was a Sanyukt Kisan Morcha. There was without any single leader as the convener or as the chairman of that Morcha. And in spite of such a vast group, there was no splintering. Nobody splintered out of the congregation to be independent, to have his or her own say out of the Sanyukt Morcha. And definitely it was some Shakti which gave all this support, not only morally, but also monetary. Langar was going on everywhere. I know about one golden hut of Rana, Ram Singh Rana. I know from Bahadurgarh, the Kajaria tile showroom, which was the headquarter of the Jathebandis, where all this was going on. And we cannot forget the day on 28th January when Rakesh Tikait had to cry, and that reinforced rather this movement, and the result is before all of us. I remember that I have been seeing postings on the Facebook throughout the agitation. And after 28th January, the resolve that was taken by the farmers, because overnight the farmers started coming to Delhi borders, and it was even with double the vigor what it was previously. In this one important thing came that the caste, religion, state boundaries, all those were shattered, and everybody came together. And it was because of their assurance and their understanding that this is not only for the farmers. This is for a larger group of society, for almost everybody. Nobody can remain untouched from these effects of this type of interference in the farming. And farming is a enterprise or a occupation which is having more than 50% of our workforce. If we are abdicating that workforce to a limited number of corporates, they will not be able to hold their head high. Today they are having self-employment. They are happy at the lowest whatsoever they are earning, but still they are happy that we are self-employed. We are not dependent upon anybody else. We are not servants. We are not knocker. We are not employees of somebody else. And that sort of a feeling is something which is very, very important for anybody to hold his head high in the society and to have a respectful place in the society. I remember that there were in Haryana, near my place in Bhiwani, a leader tried to call a meeting of the farmers of that area. You know that Bhiwani is a very dry area. And he wanted to have sort of instigate the farmers for SYL waters. And a very old person, I saw a video of him, he said कि डूब के मरेंगे, बोल के आप SYL के पानी में डूब के मरेंगे क्या? जब जमीन ही रहेगी तो हम SYL के पानी का क्या करेंगे? This was the sort of understanding that had emanated across the cadres, across the different strata of the farmers, different strata of and there were many farmers in the agitations who were landless. I also saw a couple from Chandigarh who is a taxi driver. He didn't have any single acre or single marla in his name as a farming land, but still they were contributing to the agitation. And I think after all that has been done, the main support that these families who have lost their near dear ones and who for them it is the end of world, unless some organization like other farmer bodies, Atam Pargas, and such organizations don't come to the rescue. I think it is very important. And the education of their children, I think that is also most important. One person was telling about that there the farmers are sitting there enjoying this pizza, gulab jamun, gajrela, halwa, all that. So he said that how often the other farmer questioned him that you go to your in-laws. Well, yes. Do you get halwa there? Well, yes, I get halwa there. But when you come back, you are also given some rupees, 500 rupees, 1000 rupees. Well, yes. But how long do you stay there? He said, I stay there only for a day or two. But why don't you stay there for 1 year? He said, why I should stay there? I have my work to do here also. I'm not idle. So he said, are these farmers idle? And that is the spirit, that these farmers, they were not idle, they were not sitting there idle, they had some purpose. Not only they had purpose there, but they had work back home also. So I'm very thankful to Atam Pargas, and definitely our university, our faculty, our students, they will come together in any whatsoever duty you assign to us, and we will contribute whatsoever is possible in all possible manner. Thank you very much, sir.
Atam Pargas